All right, YouTubers. What is going on? It is your boy, Alyx, man, and we are live from my WWE Extreme Rules 2016 review and results. I am joined here by
the casual viewer.
We haven't seen him in a while, probably since WrestleMania. He is back to talk about Extreme Rules with me. Guys, down below in the comments and in the live chat, please give me your thoughts about the show. What grade would you give the show? We are going to discuss the whole 9 yards, the matches, the show, overall presentation, the results, whether we like them or not, and of course, the big return we got at the end, and of course, future implications to come based off of Extreme Rules. So let's go ahead and start off with the overall thoughts on the show. I'll go first, man. I gotta say, good show. I had no issues with it for the most part. Maybe if I could nitpick a few things, that would be about it. It's all nitpicks, nothing big. I really enjoyed the show. For a 3-hour show, sat through the entire thing, liked every single match, didn't have an issue with anything. Joel, what are your overall thoughts on the show?
Well, besides the one with besides that Asylum match, that stuck out to me. Everything else, I barely remembered what happened, and I was watching the whole thing because I barely remember, like, the one with the Miz in it, and I'm like, I just remember that more for the ending. The Divas one, I already told you about that, but we'll get into that when we get to that match. And then let's not forget Rusev, because that was a waste of time.
The Bulgarian Brute, Rusev Clash, U.S. champion, because we haven't seen that before, right? We've never seen Rusev be U.S. champion before.
What? No.
What?
Never.
Him being the anti-American, telling us Americans that we are inferior to him. We've never seen that before. So,
never ever? Never ever?
Never ever? It's just funny. Here's my thing, man. I think just as an overall show, as a pay-per-view, I'm so used to WWE giving me crap, so used to WWE giving me chicken shit. So when I get something that's actually solid, that's actually good, I'm like, oh my God. I'm happy. And of course, I got to talk about what I consider a match tonight, and perhaps a match of the year contender, which is that Fatal 4-Way match. We'll get into all that. But before we get into that, we had to let our fans come in. Joel, we had a discussion before we started talking about the pay-per-view about Cody Rhodes. Can you give us your overall thoughts on Cody Rhodes leaving the WWE? And then we'll get into the whole statement that he issued.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that. Okay.
Yeah, so give us the thoughts about Cody Rhodes and his departure from WWE.
Okay, from what I gathered, he felt like he wasn't being utilized much. And the only thing that popped into my mind about why, one of his discrepancies was the fact that he didn't want to be Stardust anymore. He wanted to go back to being Cody Rhodes. And I honestly thought that was a terrible decision because the whole Stardust thing fits with the theme of his whole family. It's enough for him. The name Stardust is enough to be a legacy character while also still being his own character. Because, he's Stardust and Goldust and Dusty. That's the only one I disagree with him on, when he was like, no, let me be, Cody Rhodes again. And it's like, why? You got a good character. It's just, instead of saying, oh, well, my character's not being utilized, say, how about we utilize my character better?
Well, here's my thing. I appreciate the fact that Cody actually was more asking for a resolution to the Stardust character, Now, I don't mind Stardust as what it is, which is Cody Rhodes trying to escape who he is and trying to be something he's not, which is the Stardust character. But if we're going to tell a coherent story, the idea is for him to eventually go back to Cody Rhodes, to eventually find himself again, and hopefully reap the rewards of that, which is the fans accepting him and getting a main event push, which is what he wanted, which is what Cody Rhodes, in his statement, when he actually put it out on social media, he talked about that. He talked about how WWE didn't really give him an opportunity to be in that main event picture. And I talked about that in my video. I talked about how he was undervalued, underappreciated, underutilized. And to me, Joe, it's funny to me because I love the fact that the wrestlers are now coming out and saying what we've been saying about WWE for the longest. We're talking about talent who don't have long-term storylines, who don't have that, that presentation that a Roman Reigns and a John Cena and a Randy Orton and a Brock Lesnar and an Undertaker and a Stone Cold and a Rock. I can go on forever. Those kind of guys get. And we can sit here and talk about how Cody Rhodes doesn't really have the star power or the star value that those guys have. But how can we really say that when we've never given him the opportunity to showcase it? You know what I'm saying? I think Cody Rhodes is somebody. You go ahead. Go ahead.
But then there's that problem right there. What is considered a chance? Because all I see the WWE doing is essentially, it doesn't matter what chance you get. It's just you show up, and if a bunch of people like you and want to see you again, that's your chance.
Well, if you think about it this way, everything that Cody Rhodes has gotten, in my personal opinion, he made it work. I remember Cody Rhodes when he did the whole dashing Cody Rhodes gimmick, the pretty boy gimmick, and then when he had his quote-unquote face broken, he did the grotesque gimmick where he covered his face in a mask. He made that work. He did the whole mustache gimmick with Damian Sandow. He made that work. We also got to give him credit for reintroducing the white IC Championship belt. That was awesome. The stuff with Stardust, you said yourself that you loved his Stardust gimmick. I love his stuff with Goldust, period. I just remember him doing awesome stuff with whatever the WWE gave him. So I'm thinking he could have obviously been a good world champion or a great world champion if they gave it to him. Why not? I mean, he's had a great history of proving that whatever they give to him, he'll not only take, but he'll make it work and get it over. So why not give him a shot as a world champion? I mean, if he fails, he fails, but I think he deserved at least a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but as a person that watches it casually, describe to me what technically is a shot. Are we talking about like a shot as in like the
simple world championship shot? Well, yeah.
But I mean, like, what I mean is, like, are we talking about the Daniel Bryan shot, the Yes Movement type of shot? Are we talking about the Roman Reigns kind of shot where they force it?
No. If you're talking about organic and being forced, let's go with the organic approach, which is the Daniel Bryan kind of run. Have him chase the championship and then eventually get the belt and see how well he works.
All right. Well, I mean, you might have a point there, but, since I don't know exactly how the WWE works, it's kind of hard to say. It's like, yeah, I'm totally for that, because I'm like, what actually goes in to, what goes into giving a person a shot, and what actually goes into making it so that, like, his whole storyline is actually being utilized to the end to get the championship.
Right.
Because I don't know if it's predicated on popularity or, merchandise or
all of it.
Or,
all of it.
It's
everything. It's merchandise. It's fan reception. It's the look. It's the presentation. It's how he wrestles inside the ring. Everything. It's the whole 9 yards. And
okay. Well, let me put it this way then. If they can give Roman Reigns a chance, then yeah, Stardust deserves just as much, if not more. I will say that, because
absolutely.
I'll say that.
And that was the whole deal. And of course, those of you who haven't seen his release statement, please go read it. It's all over social media. It's on NoDQ.com. It's on his Twitter page. One of the things that really struck me was he went to the writers. He went to the head writers, gave them ideas to change him back to Cody Rhodes. He never asked to be a world champion. He just wanted a shot. He wanted to be the guy, absolutely. And he was realistic enough to know, hey, you know what? I might not be good enough, but I deserve at least a shot. And they turned him down. They didn't want him to be the guy. So I admire his bravery. I admire the fact that he had enough sense to walk away and not continue to do it and be miserable. You know what I'm saying? And as of right now, man, I honestly, looking at this talent roster, we're talking about AJ Styles and Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, and you also got people like the women, Charlotte. You got Sasha Banks. You got people coming up from NXT that you don't know about, that I know about. Cody Rhodes, man, I think he also left deep down. He was like, man, I'm looking at all these talent coming up. Do I really stand a chance? Do I stand a chance of being showcased like a Roman Reigns? And I think he realized that I'm never going to get that spot. So why even stay?
Yeah, except the other question is that did he leave too soon? Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. It is that whole thing where, hey, if I'm not going to be elevated, I should leave. But then again, what are you going to lead to? Like, where's he going after this? What's his plan?
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe he just wants to be a father. I mean, maybe he wants to start a family with his wife. I don't know.
Oh, no, I mean, I totally understand that. But it's like, I mean, no offense, but I'm like, once you're a WWE star and a generation wrestler.
Yeah, he's a third generation wrestler.
I mean, you're a third generation wrestler. What the fuck do you do now? I mean, it's not like you're gonna wait tables at a Popeyes. I'm not Popeyes. I mean, wait tables at IHOP. So what the fuck are you gonna do?
Hey, you can wait tables at Popeyes too. You never know. You never know. Yeah.
But it's just I mean, if he I commend him for having the courage to leave because he didn't feel that what was going on was right. Great. Granted, power to you. What you playing now, nigga? Like, what you gonna do now?
Well, maybe he might want to go to a certain Lucha Underground.
Are they gonna take him?
Hey, you never know.
Yeah.
I would love to see him Lucha Underground. I think he's the kind of guy who's a very character-based kind of wrestler. I think he would fit in perfectly in Lucha Underground. Okay. That's just my opinion. But guys, give us your thoughts about Cody Rhodes down below, his situation, him leaving, how you feel about that. I think it's time we go ahead and get into the actual show now. So, pre-show match was Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. No DQ. It was decent enough. The only no DQ aspect about it was Baron Corbin using a low blow. The rest was kind of a decent match that I could have seen on Raw, so I really had nothing else to say about it. Baron Corbin won. Your thoughts about that, Joel? Casual viewer, excuse me?
Snore.
Let me ask you this, because I do want to ask your thoughts about Dolph Ziggler. Were you ever a huge fan of Dolph Ziggler, by the way?
Okay. When I wasn't mixing him up with Jericho, I honestly didn't care that much about Dolph Ziggler. Okay. But, I mean, the most standout thing about him is his name.
Okay.
I mean, in all honesty, it's like, I don't know, man. It's just there's some people out there, you know who they are because their personality pops out at you or literally a move or something they do pops out at you. Like Stone Cold is just literally the 316 and the beer thing. And then
the Stunner, yeah, and they had the catchphrases and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right.
And then The Rock is his fucking attitude and the people's insert whatever here. And I mean, damn, I'm still with the Wyatt family. I mean, right. they have a presence. Who's Dolph Ziggler, man?
He is a former world champion, by the way, so he's not like just a nobody on the roster. But
dude, that means nothing. Who doesn't have a world champ? Who hasn't got a world championship at the WWE?
Well, a lot of people haven't gotten a world championship. So, and Legends haven't won either. I know what you're trying to say, though. And honestly, even with his championship, it is kind of sad that he still feels kind of irrelevant. They're not booking him like he's someone important, like he is a former world champion. And I think at this point in time, like Cody Rhodes, man, I think he's in a very similar position like Cody Rhodes. We got a new roster coming up, and he's getting lost in the shuffle more and more and more. And I don't know what's going to happen with him. I don't know what he has to do. Maybe become a villain. Maybe do something else, change his gimmick up completely. It's not looking good for Dolph Ziggler. That's all I'm going to say.
All I'm going to say is that it just kind of – the reason that I say what I say is because apparently being a world champion and having that belt at one point doesn't mean piss in the WWE. Because if it did, he would be treated better, I guess, if you know what I mean.
All right.
Or his character or whatever.
Well, it's not the fact that it doesn't mean anything. It's the fact that WWE doesn't make it mean anything. Is that what you're really saying? Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing because if it meant something, they would have done something about it. But it isn't. It's plot. It's only means something if the plot demands it.
Right. Okay, fair enough. So, with that said, let's move on to the main card. The first match on the card this is the first time he's seen them. It was Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, the club, the Bullet Club, taking on the Usos. Joel, give us your thoughts on this really cool tag match to open up the show.
I like the Usos. I don't know who these new guys are. They didn't really leave an impression on me. So.
Oh, really? Well, of course, I told you they were AJ Styles' best friend.
Yeah, but
best friend.
Yeah, it's just that's the thing, though. I only met AJ Styles 2 months ago, and the only reason I was even on the, AJ Styles train is because of the fact that everybody literally lost their shit when he showed up. So it's like, I guess this guy's important.
Well, I thought they did a pretty good job in this match against the Usos. I have been following these guys over in New Japan before they came, so it's good to have them. It's good to have that brawling, bruiser, big man, kill everybody kind of tag team, which is what they are. And they pretty much did exactly what I thought they would do. They dominated the Usos and walked out with the victory, which is cool. So, yeah.
Great, except, didn't we already have that with Evolution?
Well, it's always good to have a new one for each generation. Evolution.
I guess, but I'm like, there should be like a passing of the torch. Like, where's the guys that are gonna do whatever it takes to win? And what happened to because there used to be like the Shield was the guys that were, the policing of everybody. Then there was the Evolution who were like, oh no, we're the badasses and we're just gonna kick everybody's asses because we're fucking crazy. And then we're the good guys. And then, hell, we even got a joke version, which is the New Day. So,
hey, man, I'm all for different kinds of tag teams, and I'm right there with you. All I'm saying is I will agree with you on one thing. The kind of tag team that they are, they're not being showcased as that right now in WWE, but I know eventually they will be because they just got here. They just got here, like literally last month. So let's give them time to get into that role first. Then we'll maybe sometime down the road, maybe by SummerSlam at least, you might be like, okay, these guys are really cool. And if not, that's fine. But as of right now, I like what they're doing with them. They beat the Usos. That was the right decision to make. I like the match. And I'm going to give that 3 out of 5 stars. What about you?
Yeah, 3 sounds about right.
Okay, so let's move on to the next match here. I think the next match was Kalisto versus Rusev. So let me go first with this one. You should know this, Joel. Do you remember a wrestler called Road Dogg Jesse James from the Attitude Era?
No, I don't know.
Really?
No. I mean, it sounds familiar, but no.
So you don't know about G-Generation X and Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, X-Pac.
Well, no, I remember Triple H and damn the other guy you said. But anyway.
Yeah. Do you know about China passing away too? We didn't discuss that yet.
No, I heard about it, and you sent me a link about it. But yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that was a death. That was a death that hurt a lot of us. But anyways, Road Dogg Jesse James is a member of D-Generation X, the same group with Triple H and all of them. We had a back and forth on Twitter, and one of the things I was complaining to him about was this idea that Kalisto, a U.S. champion, the United States champion, always defended his belt on the pre-show. And if you're a champion, you shouldn't really be defending your belt on a pre-show. You know what I'm saying? That should be something that, as a champion, you're entitled to be on the main card because you're the fucking champion. And one of the things he told me was, well, Kalisto's getting exposure because more people watch the pre-show than the main show. What kind of bullshit answer is that? Seriously, like, what the fuck? More people watch the pre-show than the main card. It's the fucking pre-show. So he's not good. John Cena being the U.S. champion, oh, you wouldn't see him on the pre-show, would you? Oh, no, because he's John fucking Cena. But Kalisto? Oh, he can be on the pre-show. So, and it's funny, his entire championship run, other than this match, was on the pre-show. So, finally, he gets an actual feud and a spot on the main card, and I'm happy. And, of course, the match that he actually gets a spot on the main card with is the one that he loses the championship. Because fuck us. Well, anyways, I thought the match was pretty good. I thought Rusev pretty much destroyed Kalisto, and that was pretty nice to see. I don't know.
But see that right there?
Go ahead. Give us your thoughts.
Exactly what I was talking about in the last thing. Because you were talking about if it was important and all that. I was like, well, this is proof that it's not important. Because just like you said, if it was, if it was John Cena, they wouldn't dare do that shit. They would not dare put John Cena in the pre-show because they would risk people missing it.
But remember, Joel, more people watch the pre-show than the main card. And fuck you.
No. If you truly believe that, I dare you to put him in the pre-show.
Right? I dare you to put Roman Reigns on the pre-show. I dare you. I dare you to put someone like Randy Orton or Undertaker or someone big on the pre-show. You won't, because you know goddamn well no one watches the pre-show or they care about the pre-show. That was my issue with it. But anyways, give us your thoughts on Rusev being the 2-time U.S. champion now.
Well, does it mean anything, like him being the champion? Because it's weird how he went from this Russian I hate America guy. Because I still love that quote, that whole thing where it's like, I love the fact that a Russian wrestler and a Mexican wrestler are fighting for the U.S. championship belt.
Yeah, that's too funny. It's true. But I guess that's not really a bad thing. It's just, to me, I just find that kind of funny myself. I'm like, yeah, United States championship, American pride being defended by a Mexican against a Bulgarian. So, all right, it is what it is. But like I said, Rusev won. We're going back to the whole anti-American run. Now, in about 2 weeks, I got to say this, John Cena will be returning on Memorial Day, which makes me think that he might be coming after that U.S. championship. So, likelihood of him beating Rusev on Memorial Day. I'm going to say, yeah. I really do think they gave Rusev the belt back so he can drop it back to John Cena. That is the only reason he's getting that belt back.
Well, I hope that's not true, but and I know I'm saying this as a John Cena fan, but I actually hope he loses.
Wow, really?
Well, it's because how many goddamn times has he won that belt?
That was his 3rd time, last time he had it. So this will be the 4th time he won it.
Okay, how many belts has he actually won in his overall career?
Okay, he's a 15-time world champion, in case you forgot about that, because they keep telling us all the fucking time. He's a tag team champion. I don't know how many times. He's a 2-time tag team champion. Someone tell me. You know what? Someone remind me in the live chat, in the comments. I know he's a 15-time world champion. I think he's a 2-time tag champion. And I think he's a 3-time U.S. champion, probably 4-time. Not too sure. So it's over. I think it's close to 20 championship runs.
Well, but see, that's why I'm saying that I don't really mind if he loses, because if he wins it, it just means that he beats Rusev, which doesn't mean anything. Because if he gets the belt, who gives a shit?
I love this comment. I love this comment in the live chat. Someone said he also won Nikki Bella as a championship. Fuck you guys. Wow. I guess she's surprised now. That's too funny. Okay. He's a 3-time U.S. champion, so this will be the 4th time.
Well, then, okay. Who the fuck cares? Because then if he wins, who gives a shit? I mean,
whoa. No, hold on. Now someone's telling me 5 times. He's a multiple-time U.S. champion. I don't know how many times he's won it, but like you said, who gives a shit?
I'm just saying, it's like, it goes back to what we were talking about in other, live, in other chats we've had about this. It's like, okay, if John Cena wins, then what? What's it going to do with it? What does this mean? What are we going to do with his character or his storyline? Because it sounds like all it's going to be is that he's going to be the champion until someone else shows up that's worthy enough to take him. And then if he beats him, then that means that he's just as good, if not better, than John Cena, which we all know is a fucking lie, because John Cena will just swoop in again and win again because he can.
Well, we'll see where this thing goes. All right, let's move on with the rest of the show. Let's go on and talk about the Tag Team Championship match. The New Day versus the Vaudevillains. Casual viewer, give us your thoughts about the Vaudevillains in this match itself.
This is what I think.
You don't like the New Day. He is not a New Day fan, guys, by the way. He doesn't like the New Day.
I don't like the New Day.
New Day rocks. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. Okay, sorry. Had to do that. I'm guessing for you, the New Day sucks for you. Right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the New Day, but me, that's more of a. It's more of a whole thing where, like, it might be a racism thing, but it's just that whole thing where it's like, why is it that the black tag team people are the joke of the WWE?
So it's more of you wanted more of a variety thing when it comes to the New Day. You didn't want them to be what you thought would happen to them, which is kind of what we thought would happen to them too. They're the jesters. They're the comedy act. They're they're exactly what they are. Them being themselves.
They are the clowns of WWE, and it just kind of seems a bit messed up that the clowns happen to be like. Are there any other tag team groups that are all made of black men? But then again, that might be going a little too far because it really doesn't matter. It just might be just a giant coincidence that it just so happens that they're black and they just so happen to be the jesters. But I also think that even if you take the race out of it, they're not damn funny. They're not funny.
Yeah, that's too funny. I think they're hilarious. That's just my personal taste. But thoughts on the Vaudevillains?
They have a good style. One moment, please. Got some technical difficulties over here.
These guys some technical difficulties here. Well, while he's doing that, I'm supposing I should go ahead and talk about the match. Well, here's my thing. Quick thoughts on the match. I liked it. I thought the match was fine for what it was. I was very shocked to see. Was it Xavier Woods? Xavier Woods kick out of the Whirling Dervish because no one kicks out of the Whirling Dervish. Why would you do that? Come on. Why would you have him kick out the Whirling Dervish? Vaudevillains. I get it. Uh-oh. Well, we just lost a casual viewer. Maybe he'll be back in just a second. But yeah, the Whirling Dervish kick out, it was a nice surprise. And at first I was like, oh my God, he kicked out the Whirling Dervish. And then it was like, oh, he kicked out the Whirling Dervish. Oh, well. But it was nice seeing the Vaudevillains get the tag team title shot. It was cool seeing them get the opportunity. I enjoyed the match itself. Great match. Crowd loved it. By the way, we didn't talk about this. The crowd was great. Newark, New Jersey was an awesome crowd. Thank you to everyone who was there tonight. If you were there for the crowd, thank you. If you're watching me now and you were there, thank you for joining me first off, but thank you for giving us a great show. We're going to talk about it. A lot of people are already asking me to bring in Seth Rollins, talk about Seth Rollins. We'll get to Seth Rollins at the end of the show. I got to keep you guys waiting because I have a lot to say about the man, the myth, the legend, Seth Rollins. Can't wait to talk about that. Hopefully things work out for the casual viewer. I hope things are okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next match. And then when he comes back, we'll revisit his thoughts on the tag match. I think the next match was just so happened to be the match that I thought was match of the night. So guys, this fucking match, I swear to God, the Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way Championship match. And he's back, ladies and gentlemen. The casual viewer has returned.
I am returned. I just turned the camera off while I was migrating to the office.
Oh, okay. Well, since you're back in the office and you're back in space, just your concluding thoughts on the tag match, and then we can move on to the Fatal 4-Way. Okay.
My thoughts on the tag team. Like I said, New Day, not a fan. I like the Vaudevillains, being the whole black and white vaudevillian, yay. But The match, the match was the match. I couldn't even tell you what happened in it.
All right.
I did not care that much about that one.
Well, then, with that said, let's get into what I consider to be match of the night. Match of the night to me was the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way. Now, me and the casual view are different on what the match of the night was. This was mine. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens versus The Miz versus Cesaro. Phenomenal match. Amazing match. All kinds of awesome spots. Loved all the near falls. I love the story of Sami Zayn getting really close to winning the championship, and then his hatred for Kevin Owens took over, and he just spent like the rest of the match beating on Kevin Owens, taking his eye off the ball to allow The Miz to get inside the ring and make the pinfall. And Miz keeps the championship because The Miz is a fucking slimy son of a bitch who pretty much got the win off of someone else's work because he's a fucking asshole. But honestly, I've been enjoying The Miz's new Hollywood revitalized gimmick since Maurice came back. So I'm fine with him being IC champion as of right now. I know he's going to drop it to Cesaro. I love Cesaro's run. I love Cesaro doing the freaking uppercut train express uppercut city run from corner to corner. And then he made The Miz tap out, by the way, which was awesome. So, of course, who's going to get a title shot next? Cesaro, because he made the champion submit. Easy. And he should have won the match. So he'll get the championship shot at Money in the Bank, probably. So that was pretty cool. Kevin Owens was a riot. I love watching Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens has had one of the best first years out of any wrestler I've seen. He has been phenomenal since he debuted and beat John Cena. Last year, it was exactly a year ago. That was really cool. And he's been killing it ever since, man. His feud with Sami Zayn will continue to go on. I want to see those two and Money in the Bank. I'll get to that in a later date. But those two are definite contenders to win Money in the Bank this year. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I love the match. I just really can't get enough of it. The crowd was behind it. Loved all the near falls. Definite match of the year candidate for me. And match of the night for me. Didn't like the fact that Miz won personally, but I completely understand why he did it. Gotta keep the heat on the bad guy, on the villain, and then have the good guy win in a bigger date, and a bigger event. So that's my thoughts on the match. Casual viewer, your thoughts on the Fatal 4-Way?
Well, I wasn't really impressed by it at all, and I didn't want The Miz to win, but considering how he won, it fit with character, so I'm cool with that. Because, me, I just don't give a shit about The Miz because of him doing the stuff that he did here, where it's literally he is the champion by cheating, and he always does that, which, it fits with his character, but it's that whole thing is like, can we be a little bit more creative with the cheater thing? Like, could we cheat in more creative ways or something? But it was an okay match, not match of the night. Certainly not for me.
Wow. Well, that's fine with me. Hey, man. What would you give that?
I give it a C, honestly.
Also, a 3 out of 5?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. That's how I feel about it. Definitely great. Definitely great. Okay. Let's talk about what you consider a match of the night. The Asylum match, which is Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho. You had the floor. Give us your thoughts about this match and overall how you feel about it.
Okay, me, I just liked it because honestly, this was the first time they ever done an Asylum thing, right? Like this.
Yes, this is the very first Asylum match. It was the brainchild of Dean Ambrose.
Okay, see, that right there means something to me because now I'm on the same page with everybody else that's watching. This is the first time it's been done, so everything that's happening in here is new and fresh and unexpected. And everything that happened in here was actually interesting because my mind was just going like a mile a minute thinking about like all the different stuff they could do with all the different items that they have here. Like they got straight jackets and they got barbed wire and thumbtacks and fire extinguishers and all that other kind of stuff. So, I was thinking that like, because when he was what was it? When he was getting put in the straitjacket, I was really thinking that he was gonna do something. Like I was hoping that like Dean Ambrose was gonna be in a straitjacket and then still be able to pin Jericho, even though he was in a straitjacket, since apparently in the backstory he was put in the straitjacket and lost. So that would have been a great victory, honestly. Granted, the way that it ended was still good with the thumbtack thing, because I thought it was going to be a fake out. I really did. I thought the whole him like getting a bag, I was like, what's in the bag? And then he throws it down and it's a bag of thumbtacks, and I'm like, they're not going to do it. It's just going to be a tease. It's just going to be in the corner of the ring, and we're just going to stay away from it because it's the WWE we're talking about. And then sure enough, Dean Ambrose throws Jericho on the tacks, and you just see the blood and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, they're really doing it. They really did. I didn't know y'all had it in you. And I was like, oh, nope. Yep. It's real. But is he going to win, though? Oh, yep, he won. And he won going into the thumbtacks himself. Fantastic.
Right.
So for me, that was just the match of the night, because not only was it something new that I'd never seen before and never expected, but for the first time, it was like I was there with everybody else that was watching it, you know?
Right. And here's what I'm going to say. I like the match. My issue with the match is it had a good start, really good start, had a great finish, an awesome finish. I agree with you wholeheartedly on the thumbtack spot. I felt like out of everything else we got in the match, that was kind of the level of violence I was hoping to get out of the Asylum match. You think Asylum match, you're thinking, okay, I'm thinking car crash, blood fest, violence. It's going to be something unadulterated. It's something that you would expect to see an ECW or some kind of a violent wrestling sport, and Lucha Underground even. You know, that's that car crash kind of match that is separate from any other match you see. Like, if you are in the Asylum, you don't come out the exact same way you went in. However, the middle didn't illustrate that. I kind of feel like cool opening, awesome finish, very slow middle, and then once in a while we'll get some spots here, we'll get some weapons, and then we'll go to the top of the cage. You'll jump off and do an elbow drop. That was awesome, by the way. Awesome top of the cage elbow drop by Ambrose. So this is a nitpick. This is what I talked about with the nitpicks. This match would have been better for me if it was shorter. You know, it was like almost 30 minutes long. If it was 15 minutes long, I might have enjoyed it a little bit more. You cut out all the slow, filler kind of mess and just condense it more, make it more concise. It would have been a really good match, and I probably would have said contending for the Fatal 4-Way match of the night. But for me, as a nitpick, I can't make it my match of the night for that very reason. It felt kind of long. Now, with that said, thumbtack spot was awesome. And we haven't seen that since, when was the last time we had a thumbtack spot? Someone tell me when was the last time we saw that in WWE at least. But Ambrose winning, great decision. Ambrose should have won because it is Ambrose's fucking match. And why would you have Dean Ambrose lose his fucking match? And by the way,
it wouldn't be the first time.
No, dude, here's my thing. Ambrose lost like a bitch to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And I think at this point, the whole point is to rebuild his reputation, to rebuild his credibility. So whatever way we can do that, we need to do that. And this was the right step in that direction. So I am happy. I am so happy that he beat Chris Jericho in this match. I still like the match. I'm going to give it a solid rating. I'm not going to say it was terrible. I'm sure there are people in the world right now crapping all over it because social media crapped all over this match. I liked it. It wasn't the greatest match in the world. No, it should have been more violent. We should have had blood. We needed blood this match. We got it at the end, but I feel like we should have gotten it a lot sooner than what we got it. And it should have been throughout the entire match. So nitpicks aside, I still like the match. I'm happy Dean Ambrose won. Any final thoughts about this match before we move on?
I'm good.
Women's Championship match. Submission. Charlotte versus Natalya. Ric Flair banned it from ringside. Now, I gotta say this. For me, match was okay. It was decent. I expected more out of them. I wanted this to be the match that Charlotte proved herself and showed the world that she can get it done by herself. You know, she doesn't need the help of her father. I was kind of hoping that she would go down that route in this match. We didn't go down that route. We had Dana Brooke come out dressed as Ric Flair and distracted Natalya, and Charlotte beat her with the help of Dana Brooke, who is now alongside Charlotte. Those of you who don't know who Dana Brooke is, she came from NXT. She used to be Emma's partner, but Emma is injured, so now she's working with Charlotte, which is fine with me. I'm fine with that. Whatever way we can put more emphasis on Charlotte, who to me, I love Charlotte. I think Charlotte is a great women's champion. I think she might be the, well, I won't say she's the top champion because that's Roman Reigns, but she's one of the best champions on the freaking roster. Absolutely. She has a lot of credibility. She has a character. She has a run. I mean, I feel like she has a direction. Like there's something going to happen. You can always expect something to happen with Charlotte. So I'm always going to be tuning in to see her. And that's always good to have as a champion. So the match was decent. I'm happy Charlotte won. I got nothing else to say about it. What about you, Joel?
Well, like I said before even the show started, since the stipulation was that Nick Flair was not supposed to show up, had a feeling that was going to have some implication to the plot. Like, because of it, he's either going to interfere or he's not, and regardless, it might have something to do with the person losing. And sure enough, granted, I didn't see coming that, someone else pretended to be him in order to trick the one girl thinking that she won, except me. What I didn't understand about the rules is the whole idea is like, what constitutes interference? Because to me, what constitutes interference is you getting in the ring and stopping me, not showing up. I don't understand how that counts as interference.
Well, regardless of how it happened, she still won the match. So, yeah, I think.
No, come on, man. It's like that's a technicality. So, like, come on. How does just showing up count as interference? It never used to count as interference in the other matches. It just counted here because it did.
Well, I think the whole point was Charlotte. Again, the story is Charlotte needs to prove to the world that she can do it by herself, and this is just another kink in the armor for Charlotte's character because now she found another way to get by. So she still hasn't proven that she can do it by herself. Maybe that's something we'll get down later, maybe at SummerSlam or something like that.
Okay.
Who knows? With that said, are you ready to talk about the main event of the evening?
Yay, I get to see the Roman Empire go into battle. Yay.
Guys, let's talk about the main event. AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns. Extreme Rules for the WWE Championship match. First off, let me just get it out the way. I love the match. I thought the match was great. I was into it. Again, if you can get me to a point where I am not thinking about the performance, I'm not thinking about that was a cool spot. I am straight up, I want this motherfucker to win. If you can get me to that point, you're having a great match. And I was there. Joe was right there watching me. Those near falls at the end where AJ Styles had Roman Reigns on the fucking ground. I was like, come on, AJ. Come on, AJ. He hit him with that Styles Clash the first time. He kicked out. Fuck. God damn it. And then he hit him with the Styles Clash on the steel chair. I don't think I marked out so hard since Bryan won the championship. But seriously, I was like, yes, he won. And then the fucking Usos pulled him off of Roman Reigns at the last second. Well, they put him off before he made the pinfall. Then he went to go cover him. And he kicked out. I was mad. I was so mad. And then loved seeing AJ Styles get that steel chair and beat all three of their asses. Just boom. Bitch. Fuck your heritage. Fuck your Samoan heritage. Nobody likes you because you're not The Rock. It was awesome.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Bringing the Samoan into this.
No, I was into it. I was that into it when it came to AJ Styles. I wanted him to win. I wanted him to win so badly. But unfortunately, of course he didn't fucking win. He's not Roman Reigns. Because Roman Reigns had to pull his Superman cape on. He caught that fist, and then he hit him with that spear. And then he beat him. AJ Styles could not beat Roman Reigns, even though he hit him with everything he got. He had the interference of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They came out and helped him. He hit him with the Styles Clash, and then a Styles Clash on a steel chair, and then multiple steel chair shots, and he still could not beat Roman fucking Reigns. What the fuck, man? What, do we have to get a goddamn bazooka in here and blow him up? Maybe that way he'll stay down? Or is he going to be one of those cyborg characters where you blow his body up and he just attaches himself?
I don't know. What's going to stop this man? Anyway.
Like it or not, it was a great match, but Roman Reigns is still the World Heavyweight Champion. I'm going to say it was a great match, but Joel, what are your thoughts about this?
Well, here's the thing. You know the problems that you had with the Asylum match?
Yeah.
Are the same problems I have with this. It could have been great, but that middle bored the hell out of me. Because all I see, like, okay, look, I'm not saying that's not classic when, they're wrestling around the arena and going into the crowd and shit. But all I keep thinking is, like, you guys are stalling. This match would have been done a whole 10 minutes early if you would have just stayed in the fucking ring. But I get it. They need some resting time, and they want to jazz up the crowd. But all I keep thinking is, like, look, if you guys are running out of steam, just end the match early then. Because, I mean, I would have liked it if it was, like, if they would have cut all that out, I would have been great with it. That finish, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm disappointed that AJ lost. I wanted him to win. But the fact that he got a chair and defended himself against 3 people means that he's a badass. And it doesn't matter that he got speared when he, jumped off the rope. It just means that that was a bad decision to do. It would have been better if he stayed on the ground and did something else instead of, like,
So in your opinion, despite him losing the match, you still feel like he came out looking strong?
Well, I think so, because it's one of those, like, at least he lost because he made a bad judgment, not because these other people tried to cheat. Other people tried to cheat him out of it, and he still kicked their asses. You know what I mean? Like people literally did everything they could to fuck him over, and he still got up. The only thing that screwed him up is literally, like, that's, in my opinion, I might be thinking too hard on it, but it's just my opinion. It was just that snap judgment between stay on the ground and beat him some more, or I'm going to go up a high fly thing and take a chance and use a finisher type of thing. And, he just made the wrong choice. And me making the wrong, in a fight, making the wrong choice means everything. But at least in this situation, it wasn't like, oh, well, maybe it was because the Usos came in and did something, and because his leg was bent, now he lost. Fuck the Usos. Instead, it's like, nah, the Usos and whatever did all that shit, and he's still standing. The only argument that I can agree on is the idea that the Usos wore him out, because he's fighting all 3 of them instead of Roman. And that might have been the thing that, affected the match. But then on the other hand, it's like, well, he still looks strong to me for a guy I never even met. Or, never even knew of before 2 months ago.
So what you're saying is you're an AJ Styles fan now.
Well, I like him a whole fucking lot better than Roman. I'll tell you that.
Ooh, got a fan for AJ Styles. There you go. So your thoughts on Roman Reigns being world champion and winning the match?
Who gives a shit? Like,
yes.
Well, because see, here's the thing that I don't understand. Because it's like when he won 2 months ago, and we talked about this then. It's like, well, he won. Now what? Doesn't mean a thing. Like, he's the champ, but what does that mean? What does that do? Does it mean anything? Does it mean that he gets to fight better people? Does it mean he gets more money? Does it mean he gets more press? What does it mean? And it meant nothing. You know why it meant nothing? Because Seth Rollins shows up.
All right, and let's talk about that, because right after Roman Reigns beat AJ Styles, who came back but the man, the myth, the legend, Seth Rollins. Yes, sir. Man, that crowd went nuts for Seth Rollins. And guys, you know what? So did I. It was awesome seeing him come back. I wish the fuck he would have. I'm so mad they banned the curb stomp because I wanted to see him curb stomp the fuck out of Roman Reigns. I wanted to see him drill his fucking head through the goddamn mat and then leave it there.
Wait, is that why he did Triple H's move? Is that
because they banned the curb stomp? Yes.
So he's borrowing someone else's move because his move got banned?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
it's dumb.
I can't say that that's bad. I just figured that they would have, I don't know, came up with a new move while he was gone.
Well, it's good to be back. It's good to have him back, man. I was so sad when he got hurt in November and he had to drop that championship. That sucked. So the story is he never lost the belt. So, of course, he has a right to go after the world champion. Honestly, man.
But he did lose the belt. That's how it works. If there's a match scheduled and you are unable to attend the match, you forfeit.
Well,
you forfeited the match. You lost the belt, sir.
But at least he still has a rematch clause because he never lost the belt. So
you mean the rules that the WWE doesn't follow?
When it's convenient. Well, it's convenient. I know, but you know what, dude? Here's what I'm gonna say. I hate Roman Reigns so much right now. I'll take anybody. I'll take fucking Hornswoggle. He's not even in WWE anymore. Yeah, man. Seth fucking Rollins is back. I cannot wait to see him go after that goddamn championship. He is gonna be I don't care how they book him. I don't care if they try to make him a villain. He is going to be a good guy. We are going to treat him like he's a good guy. I don't care what they do. I am happy to see him back. I am going to be pissed if they treat him like a heel or they treat him like a bad guy. They can't go out. They can't be seriously thinking the fans will boo Seth Rollins. Not right now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe not. But again, it's like, so that's the plan? That everyone was booing Seth Rollins to then make it so that they like him better than Roman Reigns?
Well, the whole idea is he's supposed to get sympathy for losing the championship because of a freak accident. The fans are supposed to feel sorry for him. He's supposed to fight his way back, and now he's going to get back the championship that he never lost. And yeah, because he's fighting Roman Reigns, so that's the plan, I guess. Ooh, that's too funny.
Okay.
But you give us your thoughts about the man, the architect, Seth Rollins returning, and your thoughts about him going after that world championship again.
Well, I mean, I'm not really sure about the rules and stipulations about like who does and does not have the right to go back for the belt. I'm just going to let that go. But him showing back up, I'm like, oh, you're back. Because I honestly didn't care that he came back. And when everybody lost their damn minds, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Did we all forget that he was a villain when he left? Did we forget that? We did? Okay. We're going to forget that we hated him, right? Because he betrayed his friends in S.H.I.E.L.D. to be a part of corporate, right?
No, fuck that. Get rid of Roman Reigns. Kill him. We don't care who you are.
Apparently, because that's all I got. I was like, wait a minute. Don't we hate him? We hate him, right? No, but apparently the crowd has spoken, and we hate Roman more than Seth Rollins. We hate a unworthy winner than a villain, apparently.
That's too funny. So the question is, and we can conclude the podcast on this, where do we go from here when it comes to the World Championship picture? Do we go right in to Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns? Or do we keep AJ Styles in the title picture and make it a triple threat? Maybe. Or what would you do? What match would you like to see? Would you like to see a triple threat? Or would you rather it just be Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns the next match?
Well, the only one that actually works, that actually fits so that everybody gets what they want, in my opinion, is that AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. Because to see them two fight each other, for them to be worthy enough to, have a shot at the title. And then go at it.
So what you're saying is we do two matches, or we don't, maybe not do two matches, but we do a number one contendership match between AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, and then whoever wins that match fights Roman Reigns.
Exactly, because that one actually works. Because, like, regardless of who wins, it's still good. because if Seth Rollins wins, then that means, in my opinion, he's worthy enough to have a title, worthy enough to have a shot. And then if AJ wins, then, I mean, come on, he beat someone that was a champion. So he should have the right to fight you again, even though he lost, Roman. And then, Roman's still the champion anyway, so to rush in for Seth Rollins to come in and fight him doesn't make any sense. And doing a three-way does sound appealing, except for the fact that AJ Styles lost tonight. So, there's no like, he has no claim to the throne, if you catch my drift. Like,
gotcha.
You lost, so there's no reason that you could be like, I want a rematch. It's like, but nigga, you lost. At least the other guy was a champion and he left because of a technicality. What do you have? You lost.
Well. Well, no, he doesn't, because you can always say that the Usos screwed him over because he had Roman Reigns pinned. But this is a no disqualification match. It's not like Cesaro, who actually beat Miz but Maurice distracted him, so he got screwed. AJ Styles he got screwed, but it was
But that was part of the rules.
Thank you. I was about to say that. It was in the context of the rules, so he didn't. It's not necessarily something he can complain about. It's Extreme Rules.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm saying it's like, I mean, the funny thing is like you can always blame it on the handicap, and it's not like it works. But in all honesty, the best thing to me is to, like, regardless of context, you need AJ Styles to fight more, and whatever he's fighting for actually fit within the plot. Like, even if he's like, why isn't there a storyline in the WWE where we have somebody that's going after former world champions? Like,
that's never been done. You're right.
No, but I'm just saying, that would be awesome. You have, like, one guy, I don't even care who. Fuck it. Make it the Wyatt family. And all they do is just go around and they just beat anybody that's ever won the WWE World Champion belt at any time. And then they just beat each and every one of the old people that won it. They're still on the card before going after the champ. And they refuse to go after the champ until they beat everybody else.
That's something we can definitely do. I like that idea.
I mean, especially, like, you could use that plot for, like, a new face. Hell, you could even use it for AJ, for example. Because he went after the champ, lost, and now he's going to fight every other person that's still working, that's still on the card, that won the belt at least once.
Hey, I like it. Well, it's all about building that credibility to look like a champion again. So we'll see. We can always do that with AJ Styles. I will say this, regardless of if he gets the championship shot at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, this isn't the last time we'll see AJ Styles go for the World Championship. I promise you that. That's definitely a promise, because he proved to us that he is a fucking badass tonight. So, overall thoughts, I'm going to give this show a B. I thought the show was a really good show to sit through. Very strong. A lot of good things came from it. I definitely recommend that you guys go watch it. What about you? What grade would you give it? A, B, C, or D, or F?
Well, I give it a B, but yeah, I just give it a B because of the fact that, like, I don't know why, but it's like the main event isn't the thing that I go for anymore. Like, the main event's not enough for me. Like, the B plot, which is essentially the Asylum match, was way more interesting to me. So that's why it gets a B for me, because otherwise, if that wasn't in there, it would have been a C.
Right. So everybody else agrees. Everybody else is saying Bs. Some people even say A's. But everybody agreed that the show was a good show. So thank you, WWE, for giving us a good show. Let's keep it consistent. Let's keep this rolling. Seriously. My God.
I don't know. Sometimes when there's a good show, it's like, I think they just got lucky this time.
Right. Well, let's hope it stays consistent. So the next show we have, guys, is Money in the Bank. That's coming up in June, middle of June. If you guys would like to have him back, please let us know. Of course, he might be back regardless. But casual viewer, it's good to have you back, man. And Money in the Bank's coming up next. We're going to have a great time for the summer. We are getting closer and closer to SummerSlam. We'll see how things turn out in the future. But, guys, share your thoughts down below. Grades, favorite matches, all that jazz, talk about what we said. Thank you guys for watching tonight. As always, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, subscribe and like me here on YouTube, and donate to my Patreon if you would like to improve the quality and the viewership on this channel. But thank you guys for watching. This is your boy, Alyx Smith, signing off with the casual viewer. You guys take it easy. Peace out.